Here we go. I now open the regularly scheduled September Troutman Town Board meeting, and I welcome all of you here tonight, and thank you very much for coming out. And at this point, I call upon Reverend Mike Carr, pastor of First United Methodist Church, for the invocation. If you please remain seated.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we give you thanks for this wonderful day, for the rain and the sunshine, God. We just ask that you would bless each and every one of these councilmen and those who are in leadership of this town, God. They have taken those roles seriously, and we pray your blessing upon them and the decisions that they make and this wonderful community that they represent and the people that are in it. God, we just ask that you would bless our time and our discussion here today and the businesses that we are blessed to have a part of this community. And may we continue to pray for those who are sick and suffering in our community. We pray for the terrible things that we see on the news, but we also give you praise, God, for the blessings of new life, the blessings of new businesses, and the blessings of new people moving into this wonderful town of Troutman. God, may you be with us always, and may we offer you ourselves and everything that we do and say for your glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under God. Incidentally, when's that gonna be put on the building, man?
It's out there.
It's on there.
Is it out there?
This week.
I guess that's why I missed it.
Last week.
I will check it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week. You didn't notice it? Oh, well.
Any adjustments to
I don't know
tonight's
if it's in
agenda?
that town hall or anything.
Hearing none, is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda as received? So moved. T-Ross, is there a second?
Second.
Judy, discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Welcome back, incidentally, T-Ross. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Recognition today. We got the educational spotlight is returning tonight, with the Iredell County Crosby Scholar. Council Member Judy, would you please tell us what that's all about?
Certainly. First, let me tell you that in the lobby, there are newsletters for cats for September. Also, the topic tonight being Crosby Scholars is also featured in this magazine, which is available free in many locations. I put about a half a dozen in the lobby if anyone's interested. The lead for this month's Education Spotlight was given to me by our town manager, Ann Daly. She had attended a Chamber of Commerce meeting where a presentation was given by Suzanne Wegmiller, who is the Executive Director of the Iredell County Crosby Scholars Community Partnership. Crosby Scholars is a new program in Iredell County, launching the fall of 2015. It is my understanding that Crosby Scholars has existed in both Forsyth and Rowan counties. This program now will be available to 6th through 10th grade students who attend public schools in our county. It is a free program that helps students prepare academically, personally, and financially for college admission and post-secondary opportunities. With us tonight is Suzanne Wegmiller, who will explain to us the history of Crosby Scholars and describe the program, its requirements and goals, the accomplishments it has achieved in other counties, and its hopes for students in Iredell County. And at our pre-agenda meeting, I discovered that our police chief has both his daughters enrolled in the program. Suzanne, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. I also brought my other two staff members. There's a total of 3 of us in the county. This is Jill Hikes, who actually lives right down by South Iredell High School, and Andre Neely, who is Mooresville, originally from Rowan County. So he's helped us a lot with the southern end of the county. But Judy said a little bit about the history, and the Crosby name does come from Bing Crosby. When his widow Catherine brought the tournament to Bermuda Run back 20-some years ago, I think it was, that's where the original funding came to start the program. And through the years, it's evolved and grown, and Forsyth County now has approximately 10,000 students enrolled in the program, and they graduate, I believe this coming year will be over 800 Crosby Scholars, and they're off to over 100 different colleges and universities. From Forsyth Tech is one of the biggest ones, but they also have a lot going to state schools, and they go out of state. So they're just all over the place. They had a student who was going to Harvard this year. They've had people going to Dartmouth, so the program knows how to get students ready for whatever program it is that they are interested in attending. So if it's a 2-year program, we're all about helping them get to that, find the funding, and find the right major for them, for their interest and their skills. If it's a 4-year program, that's great. For some kids, it might be a welding certificate or a cosmetology certificate, something that will give them job skills to be ready to enter the workforce. So that is our goal. Currently, we have almost 300 students enrolled, and we still have a couple more weeks to go, and we're out in the schools pretty much daily and in the community. What we offer to the students are several things. The biggest benefit, I feel, is at the senior year, which we won't have until 2018, but we do individual advising with each student. So they will spend several hours at a minimum with this trained advisor, helping them find the schools that they want to apply to, filling out all the application materials, the recommendations, if they need a portfolio, if they have to audition. That person will work with them to meet all those deadlines. They'll work with them on the FAFSA forms and all of the scholarship kinds of applications that they might be eligible for. So these kinds of services, a lot of people pay for, but we're gonna be able to offer this for free because Goodwill is underwriting the program, and we're a community partnership. Eventually, we will hope that we have our own money to give as last dollar grants, which is what Rowan and Forsyth County already do. And that is be able to give Crosby Scholars $1,000, maybe $1,200 or $1,500 each year that they're in their college program to help them make ends meet. And they call them last dollar grants for that reason. It's kind of that last piece, you know, to maybe pay for the gas money to and from school, or to buy groceries, or whatever. If their tuition needs aren't met, they can use it for that. So in the senior year, that's when it becomes very intense, and it actually is gonna start at the end of the junior year, that one-on-one advising. And then we recognize them all as seniors. Their names will be notated in the graduation program that they're Crosby Scholars. It will be on their transcript, because Crosby's a brand that has been developed in the last 24 years, and colleges in the area know what that means. So it's a plus when the admissions counselor sees that. They know that person has been, sorry to dry out. They know that person has thought out this process and has not made a quick decision or has sprayed applications all over the place. They know that person, you know, is serious about attending that college and has done their homework. So that is a bonus. So that's the senior year. So we're starting as young as 6th grade, because in the middle school years, they need help with figuring out what it is they might want to do. You know, whether they're interested in the sciences, or are they interested in the arts, or you know, just exploring those different options and helping them learn time management and organization and the things that they need to get through middle school successfully first. And then we'll help them prepare for high school, helping them choose the right kinds of classes to make them competitive on their college application. So all that happens early on, and then we'll get into the test preparation for ACT and SAT, all those kinds of things. And we'll meet with them on a regular basis in the 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th grades, monthly in the 2nd semester especially, just to keep them up to date on, you know, have you registered for the test yet? If they're wanting to go into college athletics, are they keeping on pace with what the NCAA requires? Because that's a whole nother set of rules and regulations. So we offer all those kinds of things. We have free college visits for juniors in spring break. We also offer them for rising 8th graders to take them around in the region. We're not gonna be going overnight anywhere, but to give them an opportunity to get on the campus of a small school, a big school, urban, rural, trying to get them to feel what it's like to be on a college campus. Because we hope that we'll be able to encourage those students who may not start out thinking that they're going to go to school. And we hope that by exposing them to some of the opportunities that they'll think that I can do it too. And for their part, what they have to do is basically 3 or 4 things. One, they can't be out of school suspended, so we expect them to be good citizens, demonstrate good citizenship at school and in the community, showing respect, all those kinds of things. They have to attend 1 academy a year, and that's a 2-hour workshop that is typically held on a Saturday morning, or we're trying it on early release days and a work day, so making it available, hopefully at convenient times. In the northern part of the county, the southern part, we're gonna do some at Pat's here in Troutman. So we're trying to be mindful that transportation is an issue and make it convenient for as many people as we can. And the third component is community service. They're all required to do a minimum of 2 hours, and of course, we hope that they'll do many more than that. And in the other counties, that has, some of those kids have done hundreds of hours. So we expect that our community is gonna benefit from all of those projects and those kids who need to get these hours in. And we also hope that they'll be able to find ways that might help them explore their career interests as well. So that if they could volunteer at, you know, the rescue ranch if they're interested in animals, or we have teen court that is looking for volunteers. So we're trying to tie it all into the career readiness and exploration, just getting to know themselves better so they can make good decisions. And we're here to support the families and the parents as well with answering their questions, providing them with resources. A lot of families, you know, when it gets to that, I don't know, just 2 years ago, I went through this whole process with my older daughter, and I found that it's quite complicated compared to what I remembered it being when I went to school. And the deadlines are all early in the fall if you wanna go to the state schools and get into some of those competitive programs. So, you know, here we got to senior year, and October 15th, everything's due. What? Just barely started, she's only baby senior. But, so that's what we hope to prepare parents for that, so you're not in that situation where, shoot, we should have had her take the ACT 6 months ago, you know, which I wish I would have done. So that's, I guess, the gist of it. The program has been in Forsyth a long time, and like she said, it's been in Rowan. Now this is the first year they'll have seniors. And the reason we start with only through sophomores is because it is a brand. We need those sophomore, junior, and senior year to really be able to work with those students in order, so that they can get all the benefits of the program. So that's why this year, unfortunately, we can't enroll juniors and seniors, but we will add those on. The current sophomores will grow into those classes, and then we'll, in 2018, have our first class. So we'll be celebrating the successes. We hope this is something that kids who may not be the top academic student, they may not be great in sports or have, you know, maybe this can be their thing. Because everyone can join, and there's opportunities for leadership, and, you know, we hope that it will become as mainstream as it is in Forsyth County. You know, they don't have to do as much of this talking anymore because everybody there knows what they are, and they've been around a long time. They will get there too. We brought some handouts. I don't know if you guys just want me to leave them and
hand them out.
or we
That's
can hand them
fine.
out. Yeah. So if anybody has a question, I'd be happy to.
I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned the 3 main requirements, no out-of-school suspension, the meeting, and the community service, and you said anyone is eligible for this. How often and how do you meet with the students?
In the middle schools, it's mainly through the academies, although we are considering doing a couple of clubs, a couple of schools. We're gonna pilot something in American Renaissance, and I think East Middle has expressed an interest in doing a club where we would meet like monthly and to keep that contact, which I think is a great idea. And at the high school level, then we have those grade advisor meetings where we're meeting monthly with each grade level. And then we have the academies, and we'll also be sponsoring some of our own community service activities so that, you know, Crosby Scholars, clean up day at the park, you know, we haven't planned anything yet, but so there'll be opportunities for that as well. It's not a lot of direct face-to-face time until the upper high school years, but see, and I don't know why they haven't done that, if it's because of the size of the program, and so we wanna give this a try to see if it helps with retention, and keeping those middle schoolers engaged, particularly, since it's such a long way for them to college. It's kind of hard for some of them to think about themselves being, you know, college students.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this just for the colleges in the state of North Carolina?
No,
Thank you.
no, we can help them anywhere they're interested in going.
Thank you very much for sharing the wealth of information.
You're welcome, thanks for having us.
Thanks for starting the program.
Well, we're still in the process, but it's going well.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready, Mr. London, bring it up. Got you down, man.
Well, I've got a few updates for you tonight. Earlier this week, the Pavilion Subcommittee reviewed quotes that we received from 5 architectural firms. We narrowed down our choices to 2 firms based on a myriad of criteria, and we conducted interviews earlier today. Based on these interactions, we've chosen the firm that we recommend be approved to handle the architectural needs of the Park Pavilion. Councilmember Williams will present more on that later though, so I'll let her handle it. I do need to thank Mrs. Jan Comer and ESC for providing the tent all summer. It's been an enormous asset during every event that we've had, and even on non-event days. And it'll be up until the end of this season's March.
Well, October 8th.
What's that?
Comes out October 8th.
Oh, October 8th. The new playground equipment that we received last month will be installed very soon. It's currently being assembled at the Public Works Department and will be installed after completion. It will be a great addition that will attract a wider range of children and their families to visit our growing park. Thank you once again to the Town Council for making this project possible. Thank you to the Troutman Public Works Department for assembling and installing the equipment.
Is it gonna be located right, adjacent to what's there?
Yes, sir. It will be right in front of the larger playground. This-
I'm sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
between the slides and the swings?
No, it'll be on the other side of the swings, between the parking lot and the swings.
Oh,
We're gonna bump that out even further and
Okay.
add new border around it.
You're gonna, it will expand the,
Yes. The mulch area.
right.
Mark your calendars, this Saturday, September 12th, will be the ribbon cutting ceremony for the soccer field at Troutman ESC Park. The field has been meticulously groomed and cared for the past 2 years, and it's finally ready to have Troutman soccer teams play on their home field. Please join us at 10 a.m. for the ceremony. We will have light refreshments provided by ESC, and speakers will include Mayor Richardson, President of ESC Ryu Goto, and a representative from TYAA. We also want to thank Lowe's for all of their contributions that made the field possible. Get Fit Iredale. Get Fit Iredale is a continuous community partnership that designs and promotes active living opportunities to improve health throughout the county. Basically, there's a calendar of events that this program puts together, events that are going on throughout the county, and at each event, participants check in at a Get Fit Iredale table and receive points for their participation that leads to a variety of prizes that they can win through their registration. We think this will be a great asset to our Sprint in the Spring and Jingle Run events, both from a marketing perspective and from just encouraging more people to get out and be active. Their kickoff with kickball event is this Sunday, September 13th at McClure Park. I also have a brochure here if anybody needs any more information, but there is a whole list of active events going on throughout the year that they've got. And last but not least, Wendy's Night. It's the 4th Monday of every month. This month's Wendy's Night is September 28th. Please come out and support Troutman ESC Park from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. 20% of all dine-in and carry-out proceeds benefit the park. Any questions?
Very good report.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. London. Next report is from, Miss Jill Moore from the J. Hoyt Hayes Memorial Library. Welcome back from vacation.
Thank you, I had a great time on vacation.
Great.
This month, we checked out over, in August, we checked out over 4,000 items, and we had 4,480 visits to the library. Our new part-timer started on August 25th to replace Rebecca, who became full-time. Her name is Viviana Sierra. When you have a chance, come by on Saturday or Monday, those are the 2 regular days, and introduce yourselves. Our career and technology lab classes started today. Juanita Norman came from Goodwill and did job skills classes from about 2 to 5 today. We have quite a few people registered so far, but there's still space available. Classes are currently scheduled through December, and the spring schedule will be available later on this fall. Some of our upcoming programs and events include a teen advisory board meeting on September 15th. This will help library staff to get input from teens about the types of programs they want. We have a good group of teens who come to the library after school, but we want to foster their participation in a positive direction. Our next program is September 22nd with Troutman PD. This is on church safety and security. In August, Chief Sells did this program, and 54 people attended and got at the first program of the year. September 29th, we have an informational meeting about the Crosby Scholars, and participants will have the opportunity to register for the program at that time. We'll have the laptops available from the Career and Technology Lab set out so people can go ahead and register at the library during the program. And then October 5th, we'll start our Makerspace programs at the Troutman Library. And if you're not familiar with what makerspaces are places where you make things. This can include 3D printing, sewing, crafting, cooking, robotics, electronics, altered books, and more. The main library in Statesville had Leadership Statesville did a big grant to get makerspaces into the library. So we're also going to be doing programs down here in Troutman too. Does anyone have any questions?
They come in 3D printer. You gonna have a 3D printer down here for that?
We're borrowing one from the main library, and we're gonna be, using the 3D printer down here. That's actually one of our first programs.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those in operation. I'd love to see that.
It's very interesting, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
bet it
make,
is.
it takes a while, so you need to make small things, so we were thinking we might do, maybe small little cookie cutters they could
Right.
design, and then while it was printing, they could make their own Play-Doh, and then at the end, they could, use their design cookie cutters and cut things up and make things. Gotta keep those teams not outside skateboarders.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
All right, it's your turn. Anybody in the audience got anything to say tonight?
I have one more thing. To take up my Parks and Rec hat for a second. Wanted to remind everybody that the 7th annual Great Chili Cook-Off is, it's September 26th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's a huge kid zone, there's beer and wine, I think there's gonna be chili there. And you can buy tickets in advance. I would say that you can buy them from me, but I don't have any, so you can go see Mr. T-Ross right there, he's got some. But they
It's
are
in
$10.
Mooresville.
It's at the Mooresville Town Square, Williamson Road, and it's hosted by the Rotary Clubs of Mooresville, Lake Norman, Top of the Lake, and Troutman. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. That's considered routine by the town council, and it will be approved in one motion. There are 4 items on tonight's consent agenda. Does the council member wish to have any of them removed for discussion? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Sally and Betty Jean. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Next, under new business, is consideration of a request by NB National LLC at 2.4 acres, which they own at 158 Houston Road, be non-contiguous to the town, be annexed into the town. welcome back, Erica. Did I do okay? In order to consider this request, first, we need adoption of resolution 12-16, entitled resolution directing the clerk to investigate a petition received under Article 4A of General Statute 168-31. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
T. Ross, second.
Second.
Betty Jean. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Due to the clerk's great efficiency, he is already so investigated. Is there now a motion to approve the clerk's certificate of sufficiency?
So moved.
T. Ross and South. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Is there now consideration of adoption of resolution 13-15, entitled Resolution Fixing Date of Public Hearing on Question of Non-Contiguous Annexation pursuant to Article 4A of General Statute 160A? T. Ross, for a second. Judy, discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The next matter before the council is the consideration of the approval of an architect for the Clark Pavilion / Farmers Market project. Sally?
Well, we met, as Justin said, and you have, at your seats, received, some information of the firm that we chose, Labella Associates. They're located in Davidson. They had, 3 representatives here today, and, they're ready to go on it. They brought one that, specializes in parks and recreation. And I believe they said in just a few weeks he would be ready to go, and he can have everything drawn up and meet with the pavilion committee.
Gonna look like this?
No, it won't look like that. But you know, they did mention, and it was, I think what wooed me over is, in the material that they presented today, they had pictures of the park. So they have been up here taking pictures of the park. And the tent was one of them, and they said, send that big white roof from the street, let you know something's down there.
Well, I was just thinking it'd be very economical.
No, and they're very well staffed in-house. They're not, they're here local, but they're also worldwide. They have offices in Madrid, and they're statewide, and they are very well suited to help us out when our design review board needs some, help. They have their own, civil engineering, mechanical, electrical, everything that we need.
So what was the time frame?
They would have, you mean as far as having the plans drawn up?
Yeah.
They said 8 weeks. 8 weeks from the time that they get the phone call tomorrow is what they said.
Sally, what's the cost?
They can't proceed to give us a cost right now because we don't know, they don't know how much time is gonna be into it, the project. Do you mean cost as in drawing the plans up?
But they're not gonna build.
They're not gonna build it,
No,
they're just doing it.
no, they do the plans, they get all the engineering stamps. Then, once the pavilion committee, you know, gives them the input and they draw what we would like, then they advertise it for contractors to bid on.
But their price, we have none of that.
No.
They come up with us a fee for doing the plans and the advertising.
Would they do
Roughly-
a not to exceed?
No,
figure?
roughly, I'm gonna go out on a limb and roughly say 20 to 25,000, cause that's basically what any other architect.
So basically, you're saying you signed a contract to do this?
No, we haven't signed
There's
anything.
nothing, right?
No,
Okay.
they don't know that they've been the one chosen.
Right, but once they've been chosen, all right, What's the next step?
Contract.
Contract, right?
Yes,
They'll come back.
he did say that
Well,
today, they would be drawing up a contract. So, no, we wouldn't go in blindly and not know what they're charging. And I wholeheartedly believe that they wouldn't do that, because I even asked them, thinking ahead of the ABC building, whatever it's gonna be, I asked them what, do they do with their, to bring things up to code? And they said, well, there's a bringing things up to code, and then what they call a rehab, and then even the state has a new existing thing, so they're well versed. And they're gonna try to give us everything we need and stay within budget.
Okay.
Sally, in the document, it says that they did the design of the civic center in Statesville. The Statesville go with that design that they showed?
I don't know, because we didn't focus on that. They did do, Dr. LaCrasse, am I saying that right?
LaCrasse.
They did her dental office.
Well, I'm still a little bit concerned, if we were to pick these folks, before we sign a contract for them to do the job for us, I'd like to have some idea of what the cost to the town or to, the Parks and Rec Committee would be to do the job of the plans and advertising, and then doing the follow-up, when it's being built, to make sure it's being built, for specifications. So I'd like some idea of, what, in other words, I don't wanna sign a blank check.
Right.
Anybody wants, if you understand what I'm trying to make.
I do.
And,
Well, like I said, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I don't think it'll be more than 25,000, because, that seems to be the growing rate that I've spoke with other people, it's 20 to 25,000. And I don't see this being, it's not a huge undertaking. They even said that themselves.
That's the price that Benji had come up with also. He'd said 26,000, and everybody we've checked with, based on the scope of the project, that's what it is. It's right in there. So we certainly would not want to sign over anything that would go higher than that, or at least much higher than that. That's the ballpark we're working with. And when we compared all the engineering firms, we have all their hourly rates, and they were one of the lower ones, which was good. So we felt good about that as well.
Sally, if this, passes tonight, could you emphasize to him in your phone call that they were selected, if that's the case? But there was some concern that there was no, not to exceed, or there's just no figure. Could they give you something that you could pass up back to the board?
My suggestion would be, if you desire to approve them, you approve them contingent upon, their proposal and your consideration and approval of the contract.
Okay.
That way you've approved them, but you haven't given them a blank check, and then they're not gonna start work till they have a contract. And you're not gonna allow them to start work till you have a contract, so just do it contingent upon their proposal and your consideration and approval of a contract.
That'll bring it back to them next month.
Right.
So, in the motion that was in your pre-agenda packet, having thought through all of that, our thought on that was to go ahead and approve it so that we could get moving on it, prepare a contract or an agreement that would be reviewed by Gary and me and then signed by the mayor, to avoid having to come back in a month. We know your concerns, we know what the budget is for that matter too. So we could do it either way. In order not to hold it up, that was our recommendation, to
Well, I mean, as long
be
as
done
we,
tonight.
know next month or sooner what I'd like to have at least a not to exceed figure. If they don't want to peg a figure. I understand not wanting to at this point, but surely they ought to, some figure.
Could we, once we pass that on to them, could this be something that we could get a consensus by email? So it wouldn't,
Okay. Call a
Did
special
the
meeting
motion
or-
include a not to exceed?
Yeah, the
amount?
motion could include a not to exceed, and then if it looked like it was gonna be higher than that, then we bring it back to you. We could certainly do that.
Let's do that. All right.
That's a good
Does that
idea.
work? Does that work with you, Counselor? Okay, is there then a motion to approve LaBella, is that how you pronounce it? as the architect for the park slash farmer's market project.
I make a motion that we approve Lavelle as the architect for the park, pavilion farmers market project, and to authorize the mayor to execute, an engagement agreement with a not to exceed clause, of $26,000, following review by the town manager and the attorney.
Very good. That's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Betty Jean. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Next item is consideration of the approval of a budget amendment for a mini excavator for the Public Works Department. Adam, Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. The proposed budget amendment is to transfer existing funds to the capital outlay equipment line item for the purchase of a mini excavator to replace the town's failing backhoe. The expected cost is $43,000. There is some funds already in that line item, so it will include it will necessitate an addition to the line item of $40,930. And as I said, that's coming from existing funds that were to be transferred to capital reserve and some leftover debt payment funds.
Is there a motion to approve this budget amendment? Paul, is there a second?
Second.
Betty Jean, discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Thank you. Under comments, I'd like to make a couple. One is on our trip to the county commissioners. I could have stayed home, I guess, we didn't get very far. They're in love with the Kiwanis Club. I couldn't resist when, at one point, the chairman asked, it was Ann and I that were there, asked us if we just didn't like the Kiwanis Club. And about that time, I don't know, 10 or 12 of the Kiwanis members walked in, and I couldn't resist, because I knew we were dead from other comments that had been made, as far as trying to get approval of our being in control of the events that happen there, as far as we went with alcohol and police and for law enforcement and so on and so forth. But my response was that no, we love the Kiwanis and the Kiwanis Club. It was the fairgrounds manager that we had problems with. And so he got back at me today, but I'll wait and say that later. It's back and forth. The other thing, but I do think, and 8,000 square feet sounds like a lot, unless you relate it to a house, it's a big house. But when you go to the fairgrounds and you look at the Midway, and you put 8,000 square feet in there, as I had asked Ann if she'd send me, and I should have brought it tonight. We should have it up here. To do a measurement of that field where the Midway is right now. And then draw a circle with 8,000 square feet. Well, it doesn't, it looks like maybe an elongated silver dollar in the middle of the Midway. I mean, it's just not much space at all. When the cycle people were here 2 or 3 years ago, they took up the whole place. And so, but Ann said that, maybe now that the park's big enough that we could do it in our own park and don't worry about the fairground. So we coming back, we looked at Andre's property that's for sale adjacent to the fairgrounds, And it would be ample for such a thing. It would also be ample, Ann said, because she was familiar with the need for the chili cook-off, on Ridgewood, or perhaps the park. So, you know, I guess, my feeling was about, and you guys don't write this, please. My feeling was that maybe the next time the county commission meets, is that we go back and thank them for, you know, not giving us the answer we were looking for, like sometimes the Lord does, Pastor. But we think we have a better answer, so thank you for that. The other thing, I thought we had a fantastic, party in the park. It was packed, everybody had a great time, nobody wanted to leave, the weather was perfect. It just, you should, if you didn't do it, if you wanna see what you missed, you need to read, Mr. McNally's, article on it, as he was there walking around. Did the photographer ever show up, or were those pictures like from your telephone?
No, I think she took them.
Huh?
Yeah, she had been there before I was there.
Okay. He was afraid he was gonna have to take the photographs with his telephone. Does anybody else have any comments? That's all I got.
Did, how did you have a chance to speak with,
No, I didn't.
Anybody else?
well, I don't wanna drop that quite yet, please.
Wow.
You know, I don't want this to drag out like they don't want, you know, and I agree with the park, I don't want this dragging out either. But we need to address the situation down in front of the food line concerning, both food vendors. So, you know,
I didn't.
I'd like for someone to contact somebody, see if it's gonna continue, so then we need to, possibly address it with, change on UDO.
Okay. I'll do that.
We do not want our local business people to think we just
Look, they got
ignore
what's done right
their
here.
concerns.
I hate too to ask me about that today, Paul.
Sure. Well, they've been asking about me, yeah, the same people here.
I didn't realize I didn't assign to anybody, but that's, I
Well,
mean, it needs to be done. Yeah, okay.
We need somebody to speak and see if, that gentleman is, well, for our discussion of the gentleman, I don't know whether we could.
Was this coming back to us, at the next meeting?
Yes,
I assume
yes.
it's coming back to our next agenda.
It will, we'll come back to you next month at the pre-agenda meeting with a proposed change to the UDO, which you can,
I didn't know if
tweak or do
maybe a
whatever.
conversation with the lady that, owns the equipment or owns the company that furnishes the equipment, you know, may not know what's going on, and, you know, I don't know if this
I
can be
don't know.
handled with a handshake, if you will, and we don't have to change the UDO, but if we have to change the UDO, then so be it. But I just, you know, trying the soft approach first, if that doesn't work, then the hard approach.
Okay.
We need to
good.
find out the facts first, I think, and then
Right.
sit down and talk about it. Okay.
We need to do something, just, you know, drag it out.
I will do that. I will do that. Any other comments?
So I had another comment, real quick, Mayor. So, I regret this last, couple of meetings, actually, I made the, briefing in July, and so I haven't been here. So, I really miss and, appreciate the council and all the work that you've done and, supporting, me as I was out. And, for all the public, really appreciate the thoughts and prayers. And so, I'm glad to be back and trying to work my way back into this. And I know the staff has done a great job, as they always will, and supporting the town. So, thanks a lot, and, I really appreciate it.
We're glad to have you back. Anybody else? Andrew?
I've got just one thing, and it's a follow-up for our ABC discussion earlier this week. Checked with the ABC Commission in Raleigh, and there are no requirements that ABC board members be compensated, and they also do not approve the makeup of the local ABC boards.
But we're still regulated to 3 or 5 members.
3 or 5 is, well, yes, for the board,
Right.
that is state law.
And in terms of committee versus board, is there any?
We didn't go there, I didn't ask her about that, I don't see any problem with just the committee. I told her that's what the intent was, that's the way we were leaning, so, and she didn't say, oh, no, you can't do that, so thinking we're okay there.
Thank you all very much for coming tonight. The next item on the agenda is a closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A3 consult with the county attorney and general statute 143-318.11A5 to discuss acquisition of real property. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Sally, is there a second?
Second.
Dave, Jean. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you coming out. Have a good evening.